Sports Talk. I'm Frank Noppenberger, your host for this special show today. And with us today, we have three special student athletes from East Brunswick. First, we have Jessica Campbell, we have Adam Pawlowski, and then we have Yannick Wood. I have a few questions to ask you guys, and we just want you to relax and just talk. Jess, first thing, have you made a decision about school? Where are you going to go? Are you going to compete in sports, major?
I'm going to Rowan University down South Jersey. I haven't decided yet if I want to play sports, but we'll see how that goes. And I'll be majoring in health fitness, something with physical therapy around there.
If you were to play a sport, because we all know you were an all-conference performer in basketball and all-star in soccer, what would you play, or don't you know?
I think I would probably play soccer. I had more fun. And I don't know, soccer's just my sport. Good major too. And Adam Pawlowski. Adam, you're going to East Stroudsburg, yes. Correct?
Yeah.
And hopefully phys ed?
And health.
Good. And baseball there? Or?
I'm going to try to walk on. If not, I'm going to play some intramurals.
Yeah, how's that walk-on work there for our audience?
They have like tryouts in the fall, and then they narrow it down, then you play like fall ball, and then they make cuts.
Good. Why phys ed?
Because I just like playing sports and being active and everything.
A lot of famous people from East Brunswick have gone to East Stroudsburg. Can you give me two?
No idea.
Don't say my daughter and don't say your sister.
I don't know.
Mr. McDougal, Mr.
Really?
Henning.
Yeah.
And we have Yannick Wood, an outstanding cross-country, winter track, spring track, and Yannick going to Michigan, University of Michigan.
Yeah.
And you're going to major in?
Political science, most likely.
Why out to Michigan?
Well, I love their Wolverine athletics, and it's up there with regards to political science. And
good.
So it's really up there, yeah.
Who was that president that went there and played football?
Ford?
Good job. So that means you get to answer the first question. What other activities? I know how busy you guys are. 3 sports, 2 sports, 2 sports, and 3 fluctuated. Are you involved in any other school activities?
School activities, I play in the orchestra, and I did the violin
piano?
there. The violin there, yeah.
And then out of school, you're involved in?
I play the piano, and I used to teach the piano. And
it's pretty good. Yeah. You think you could teach Pawlowski to play the piano?
If he's willing.
AP, what are you involved in?
In school, I just play sports. Out of school, I'm involved in the youth group in St. Bart's.
Good.
And I also work at Wawa. Yeah.
Good. I know you're working, so you got a full-time job. And I know soccer and basketball took a majority of your time. What are you doing with your free time now?
My free time, working and just hanging out, enjoying my senior year.
Good. I'm writing a book, and it intrigues me. I need to know what motive. We were talking earlier about if you had a choice of getting a for a final or keeping a B+, and you said that you would go for the A. So I need to know what motivates you guys as an athlete. And then as a student, the desire to get an A or to be a conference champion or to be all conference. Anyone want to take that first? Need to know what motivates you.
Well, I think that motivates me is to stay active, and I love competing.
So the competition.
Yeah, competition.
What about is the disappointment of a loss worse than the enjoyment of winning? Can you enjoy a win?
Yeah.
You can?
Especially against like a rival team.
Anyone else? What motivates you, Yannick? I mean, you're a piano player. You teach piano. You play the violin. You got almost a 4 GPA. 3.9.
Well, I think that I have a gift for running, and I think that because I'm able to do that, I think that I need to be out there and I need to be running, and especially when you're in a team atmosphere such as cross country, or say you're running a relay in spring track or winter track, where everybody is talented, and you need to help the team, and it's a huge sacrifice, but the rewards are.
You like that camaraderie?
Yeah. It's really great.
I know you're not going to grasp this, but in 20 years and 15 years and 35 years, you're going to be talking about the high school baseball team or the basketball team, or when you guys won the conference championship in soccer in overtime, or the records you guys did this year in track. Being involved in athletics, your best friends are probably your athletes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jess, you're not getting away. What motivates you?
Just my friends. Like, I made all my friends from playing sports, so just being around them all the time, it like helps me. It motivates me.
Right.
Just playing and competing with one another.
Is winning that important?
It's not that important. Only against certain teams, really. Like the rivalries, you'd like to win against them, but
Right.
like sometimes a loss is a loss. You can't do anything about it.
And
Really.
so you have it in perspective then? I'm also in chapter 2 in my book, besides motivating athletes, is the specialization. Now, I know you played softball. You gave that up.
Yeah.
You're, as we said, a star in the 2 other sports. You played basketball. You had to give that up. As a youngster, you said you never ran until 8th grade.
Yeah, I was doing tennis before.
Tennis.
And
Well, tell us that story. That's interesting. Why were you playing tennis? Who you named after?
oh, okay, yeah. My parents, they're really big tennis buffs, and they really like Yannick Noah, so they decided to name their first son after him. And so they always pushed tennis with me, and I just didn't really like it. I wasn't too good at it, but you know, when you're named Yannick,
Right.
you kind of have to play tennis. So.
And then why just straight track? But you didn't get involved in that to 8th grade?
Yeah, it was actually a competition with one of my friends. I had to beat him in anything that we did. So he
That's
was
pretty
doing
good.
cross country and track, and I had to beat him. So.
All right. Adam, should a kid play more than one sport? Should they concentrate on one sport? When should they make a decision and concentrate? I feel by the time you're a junior, if you're a scholarship player, you know it, and maybe you should concentrate solely on that, or the majority of your time. What's your thought?
I think when you're young, like a young starting athlete should play more than one sport to see like where they're good at, and then take it from there.
I
Jess?
would play a variety of sports. It just like gives you a different perspective on everything, and like you meet new people through the different sports. And if you have if you love 2 different sports, you should play them, not just give one up for another one.
If you had a chance to be a scholarship player, would you give them up?
Both my sports?
Yeah.
No. I enjoyed them equally.
And that's
so,
what you did,
yeah.
because I'm sure if you gave 100%, did nothing else, you would have scholarshiped in one
Because if
of
I
them.
played one sport, I think I would miss the other one. And
Yeah.
so that's why I played both.
All right, next question. If you could be a superstar in one sport, what would it be and why? Adam, you're up first.
It would be in basketball, because if bowling wasn't the winner, I probably would have went after the basketball team.
Why basketball?
Well, that was always my second choice. When I was young, I always played baseball and basketball, so I grew up playing basketball.
Yeah. Mr. Wood?
I don't know, probably football.
Yeah.
It's just so glamorous, you know, like running down the field. You have all the lights and yeah, I just love that.
Yeah.
Every time I watch a college football game, I always dream of being one of the running backs. You just running up and down the
I
field.
can call the Michigan football coach and tell him that we have a guy that wants to run down the field in the big house. Is that what they call
Yeah.
it? The big house. Jess, what about you?
I don't know. I guess soccer,
Yeah.
just because I like the competitive feeling, and it's like a fast-moving game, and I'm into those type of games.
It's funny none of you went for the golf, the big money sport that would last forever, or baseball. And the last time we were on here, I think most of the people said basketball, the same thing. It's exciting. Your athletic career is just about over. Yes, right? No,
Yeah.
you never know. We're going down to nationals. How do you want to be remembered at East Brunswick High School, Jess?
Just as a hard-working, dedicated student and athlete, just someone that gave it my all every time I played in a game.
Do you have any regrets?
No, none at all.
None? That's good. Good. How about you there, Pawlowski? The question was,
Yeah.
how do you want to be remembered?
As the Home News Tribune Bowler of the Year.
And have we had any others? You're the only one? And
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
And you want to be remembered as,
Well,
there goes the fastest man.
well, actually, I don't want to be remembered for me. I want to be remembered for our, well, we're going down to nationals, and I want to be remembered for an All-American 4x800 team.
Right. Well, I think you will, and that cross-country championship this year was pretty impressive. So, got to be one of my favorite teams, that team, the way we did won it at the end there. I'm trying to count them as they're going through. Very exciting. Almost as exciting as your overtime game this year in soccer. East Brunswick athletes, I'm biased. Do you think, how are they perceived by the other schools? I hear it. We're rich kids, we get everything we want, we whine and we cry. What do you think, Yannick?
In certain schools, there is a lot of animosity between East Brunswick, and their athletes. But
why is that, you think?
Because in Middlesex County, we are the most dominant team. I mean, just by statistics. I mean, we have a lot of county, state championships, and look at the volleyball team, soccer, and I mean cross country this year. But I think they respect us as athletes. I mean, they can call us names behind our backs and all, but when they see us and when they compete against us, they respect us, I think.
Good. What do you think, Adam?
I think they're intimidated because we have so many students in the school district that we're supposed to put out the best we have, and that we're so good in every sport that we play.
Well, do you think we are good in every sport?
Yeah,
We're
we're always
competitive.
top 3 in the county.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, I think we have one of the best athletic towns here, so when the teams see our name against them for that day, they always try their hardest to beat us, because that's what all teams try to do.
I see that. I see them getting up for us. Every game for them is the big game.
Because it would be a big one if they won against us. That's how they see it.
But, they think we've got the best facilities, with the best uniforms, we
No.
hire all the
Not at
refs.
all.
You mean that's not true?
We just have good athletes.
Yeah. Role models. That's another chapter. What do you think about role models? Do you think you're a role model for anyone?
Yes. All the freshmen and all the sophomores and underclassmen in general, they definitely look up to.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Was there more?
No, I mean, I do see that. I see the younger kids, and then at our captains' meetings, you always hear me tell you, you've got to set the example for those young kids. If they see a good work ethic, if they see you coming to practice every day, if they see you getting an A's, they're going to say, I want to be like Adam Pawlowski. I want to be the bowler of the year for the county, or an all-conference soccer player. Do you think professional athletes, you guys aren't getting away, don't worry. You think professional athletes should be role models?
Yeah. I mean, in the news, there was steroids, especially in my sport. I mean, there was, you don't generally think of track athletes with steroids, but they're out there. And I think that when you send the image that you put in a lot of hard work into the sport, and then you're going to excel, I think that's really important. And I definitely think that I do that.
So when Charles Barkley says, I don't want to be a role model, that your parents should be the role model, how are you going to counter that?
Well, that's not true, because, you don't see your parents on TV. You don't see your parents in the news, so.
All right. Jess?
What was the question?
What was the question? Should professional athletes be role models?
I think they should, because as high school students, we need someone to look up to, to give us, be a role model, because we don't have anyone to look up to. And, the younger kids, they can always look up to us because we're older. So I think that's why professionals should be role models for us. Gives us something to follow.
Who would be one of your role models?
I don't really have, a specific role model, because there's so many out there that, are positive leaders. So
Derek Jeter, you all know who he is. He says in his book, and it's a great book, that you should have many role models. Take a piece from everybody. I mean, nobody's perfect out there except maybe your parents. I don't know. But there's no one perfect. So, take this from this person or that from this person, and that's what he said he did. It wasn't just one person, take little bits and pieces, and that's how you want to be. That's the way I want to be for baseball, and this is how I want to be off the field, and this is how I want to be in the classroom. So that's what he says. Adam, role models? Who's your role model?
Derek Jeter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he doesn't complain about how much he's getting paid. He goes out.
He better not.
He doesn't. He goes out there every day, works hard for himself and the team.
What do you think motivates him?
Probably knowing that he's the captain of the Yankees, and that they're looking up to him to do what is right on the field and off.
Being a captain, do you think that motivates you more?
Yeah, because everyone's looking up to you. Like all the young, lower classmen are looking up to you because you're supposed to set examples.
And have you ever taken an underclassman and told them you should do this, you should do that?
Yeah.
Or more by example?
Yes, I have.
Good. Mr. Wood, do you think that those young 8th and 9th graders see what you're doing up there and want to be like you?
Definitely. Within the track team, a lot of the coaches that they have are they're the coaches that we have too, and so their coaches tell them about us, and they know that we excel, and they would like to be like us. I remember when I was their age, and I was looking up to the guys. Just
Yeah, who were you? I can't even think back that far.
It was Alex Shatzkov.
Oh,
at that time,
Shatzkov, yeah. And you saw Donovan just took 3rd in the Nationals or 2nd in the Nationals?
In,
Ryan Donovan in the cross.
Yeah, he did that recently too.
Yeah, we have a lot of good runners out there. What would you tell your little brother or sister, if you had one, about being an athlete? Oh boy, I got that look. Pawlowski? Are you the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell him to always try the hardest, and no matter what, if you win or lose, as long as you have fun.
Yeah. You think is it fun?
I think when you're young, it's fun because you're learning, and everyone's in the same boat you are.
Why, when I watch Little League baseball and a kid strikes out and he's crying, that's not fun.
Well,
What is fun about playing baseball?
well, just being with your friends, really. You make it fun for yourself.
In bowling, I always say this, it's unique, and I say it on this. If the opponent makes a great split, you know what that is? A split? No. When you make a very difficult shot, it's not uncommon for the opponent to high-five them.
Yeah.
Why can you do that in bowling, but in basketball, if a guy dunks on you or something, you would never do it?
Well, if someone dunks on you, that's it's like messing up your pride. And in bowling, you're congratulating because that's maybe you could do that, but he just did it.
How about in baseball? You play first baseman.
Yes.
The guy hits a shot, homer over the fence.
Yeah.
Have you ever said to him as he walks around, "Nice shot"?
Yes, I have.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta talk about that. Nah, just kidding. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm at a race. You guys usually congratulate yourself.
Yeah.
That's pretty common, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really easy running distance, so you have a mutual respect because you know that what they're doing is pretty hard, especially if they beat you.
When you've got that quarter lap to go and you're doing the distance, quarter mile to go, what's going through your mind? What are you saying to yourself? That I can catch him, or no way am I going to catch him?
Normally I'm counting laps, so if I'm running a race that's 8 laps, I'll be 7 laps to go, 6 laps to go, because it's it's really difficult. It hurts, and especially when I'm with somebody who we're neck and neck with 1 lap to go. A lot of times I think very negatively, but because I don't have as much faith in myself as I know I should. But a lot of times I stick with him, and then at the end of the race, I'm like, oh, I could win. I could win, and I dare myself to win. And a lot of times I do.
It's better when you run with someone, because then you don't have to concentrate on speed, form, technique, because you know that they are, and you're running the pace you want. Is that correct?
It's a lot easier to run with somebody.
Yeah, that's why you guys compliment one another all the time, I guess, right? Because you can train with one another and you're pushing one another. That's good. Okay, Jess, now you ready? All right, the question I'm going to ask is, in 10 years, what are you going to be doing?
Hopefully being a successful physical therapist.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to stay in like with sports, and I feel like a physical therapist, you work with kids who hurt themselves during sports or something.
What influenced you to look that way? Did you meet someone? Was it?
No, I just have always been interested in that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Adam?
Hopefully I'll be teaching in East Brunswick. I'll be giving back to the community,
Yeah.
and I'll be teaching phys ed or health.
What would you like to coach?
I would like to coach bowling or baseball.
Bowling or?
Baseball.
If you had a choice. Right now, I'm offering you a job. I'm not going to be here. What do you got, 4 years? Maybe, who knows? If you had a choice, what would you take?
Baseball, because it's more active. You're out in the sun, getting fresh air.
We know a lot of good sun this year, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Mr. Wood, what are you going to be? You're going to be president.
Who knows? It's, I don't know, a lot of possibilities. I want to be traveling the world, just for.
Where's you got in my pocket is an envelope, an airline ticket wherever you want to go. Where do you want to go?
I have no idea. Let me think. I don't know. France. France.
Yeah. How about you? Where would you like to go?
Australia.
Yeah, me too.
Seems like an interesting place to be.
Okay, we're winding down. The next thing I want you to think about is your fondest memory at East Brunswick. So when you're together in 10 years and you guys are at your class reunion and you're going to be sitting around and you're going to say, oh man, do you remember? I'm going to ask you first about school and then yours about athletics. You've got to have a memory. Something you say, I'll never forget that time, that this. Not necessarily something you did. Your fondest memory about athletics.
Athletics, I think winning the GMCs in bowling and baseball my junior year.
That was pretty exciting.
Yes.
Pretty neat playing in that stadium too, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Jess?
Mine would be winning the GMCs this past year in overtime, because it was the second year playing Woodbridge in the finals, and they were out to get us because we won the previous year.
Now, was that overtime or go down to the wire?
I think it was in overtime
Right.
when Christy Lang scored the winning goal.
Right. No, last year.
No, this year she scored.
Yeah, I know. This year.
Last year I think it came
your
down
buddy
to the
Allie
wire.
gave her the assist.
Yes, she did.
But the last year, I think it was either overtime or close. Mr. Wood?
Right before I got the baton in the pen relays, you have 50,000 people or so around you in the stadium screaming and yelling, and just the whole stadium and shaking, and it was, I remember that.
That's pretty neat running at Penn.
Yeah.
So you've played at Penn. I mean, you ran at Penn. You played at Somerset and Trenton.
Yes.
You played them both. And we played at.
North Brunswick High School.
There we go. No, but in basketball, you've played. Did you get to the rack? You played to the cup, Middlesex County College.
Yeah.
Did you get to the rack? No.
No, we didn't make it that far.
But that's exciting basketball. Like you talk about a crowd. Right?
At the rack, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are going to graduate soon, right? We all know that, right? And you've already asked about your fondest memory about athletics. What about East Brunswick High School?
I think just the people there. Everyone was like well-rounded and easy. Everyone just got along in East Brunswick, and I'm just going to miss everyone there.
I mean, I'm biased, but why do I see it that way? Why do I see our high school as being pretty neat? We had an academic team that won this. We had another bowl team won the championship. We got athletes. We win science bowls. Am I being biased, Pawlowski, or what?
I think just because we have such a diverse community that we could succeed in every part of school activities.
I have to agree with that too. I know a lot of people who don't have schools as diverse as us with the clubs and the classes. We have so many classes that are offered and so many different types of students and the teachers. I mean, despite what a lot of people say about the teachers really do care. So I think that's really important. And
If you had to say one thing to one of your coaches, what would you say to him, Yannick?
thank you.
To a teacher?
So teacher, thanks.
Don't say. All right, that question's not going over well. Well, look, I really appreciated you guys coming out here. I think you're great athletes. I think you're a tribute to your parents. I know some of your parents very well. I got to know Yannick well this year and very impressed by you. And I think you guys did a great job for East Brunswick, continuing that tradition we have. And I thank you for helping me out, helping us out, and I wish you the success in your future.
Thank you. Thanks.